everybody, and welcome to Got Next Gaming on YouTube. And we are here with MLB 15 The Show. We are going to be creating our Road to the Show player here today to continue on in a nice long series and see if we can get him to the major leagues or the show. We're going to create a custom player here, and we're going to model him after somebody who was very influential in my life. My dad. And let me talk a little bit about my dad. He was an amazing athlete. He was an amazing father, an amazing friend at that. He was also a beast with a baseball bat. The man could hit a ball a mile. I'd never seen anybody live in person that could hit a ball like my father did. And I'm talking about like going to Major League Baseball games and watching Major League Baseball players and then watching my dad. The man could hit. He didn't play sports professionally. He played them in high school. He was always a letter athlete or whatever you want to call it in high school, but he didn't have the guidance or direction to push him in the right direction when it came to that. So we're going to create our player here. We're going to go start from the east. We are going to rename our player, and we're going to name him, like I said, after my dad. His name is Alfred Russo, and we're going to do that here now. And it's kind of near and dear to me, obviously. This is going to be something that's going to be bittersweet in a way. My dad really loved video games. We used to play like Tecmo Bowl, Super Bowl on the Nintendo and whatnot, and other various video games, mostly sports games. He would really, really love playing games like this and the reality of it and the graphics and everything else. Obviously, my father passed. It's been many, many years. Probably about 20 years, probably about 20 years now that he's gone, and not a day goes by that I don't think about him. Yeah, like I said, he was a very influential figure in my life. So I was fortunate enough to be able to roll through this and actually find his name and his last name, our last name, I should say, and so it'll add a nice little something to the game there where it's actually, the announcers will be saying his name and his name only. And not some like weird thing like Big Daddy or something like that, which are cool, but not what I wanted to go for here. So we are going to create a power hitting first baseman. My dad played third base in high school when he did play baseball. We're doing first base because I figured it'd probably be the easiest position for me. I have not played MLB The Show series since like 2011, I think, and I am going to be very rusty, and it's going to be for great entertainment watching me as I try to learn the controls all over again and try to master this game as we go along. So that should be fun when we see what goes on with that. We're going to get into creating the player here now. There's a lot of different options to choose from when it comes to that. The detail of this is amazing. I mean, you can go in there and mess with the hair and the width of the head and the ears and the nose and the eyes, and I played around with it for a little while. I didn't get too crazy. I was just trying to get a feel for it and see what I can do, and then I realized that I could sit here and probably do this all day long. Get every detail down. Probably if I wanted to, I could probably recreate a pretty good picture of my dad if that's exactly what I was trying to go for, or if that's what you're trying to go for. I mean, if you're trying to create a picture of yourself or something like that, you can definitely do it with the tools that they have here and the detail and a lot of different options to go with. As you see, I go through the different hair here and everything else, and I was just kind of messing around and seeing everything that was available to us for that. This can go on forever with this, so I mean, we're probably going to cut out most of this, and we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of what the game is really about. So we can do a lot of different things here with this, and like I said, we can go on forever. I'm going to do some facial hair here on my player, and as my dad always had a mustache growing up, and that's what I remember most about him. He had a very distinct mustache, nice thick full mustache. I wish I could grow one like that, but I cannot. It would take me probably years to do what he can do in days. Um, but I mean, that being said, like Derek said, there's a lot of different options here you can go into with the different gloves and the different styles of everything else and your batting stance and all in all. Um, Trying to model as much after my dad as possible. He was a short, stocky guy, kind of built like a tree trunk, kind of the same way I'm built. Not tall, 5'9", 220s in that area there. So, like I said, short and stocky, but powerful. He was just he was built like a brick wall, and he could hit a ton. And there was a park that we used to play in near our house when I was where I grew up, and he could hit it completely out of this park and over the houses across the street from the park into like the next street over, and it was just amazing. And we were always in awe about that. And like I said, every time I seen him hit a ball, the man could just drive it a mile for that. So we're gonna wrap this up here. We're gonna finish up the all the different things that you can do with this. Your walk up style and your batting stance and your take a pitch and your take a pitch strike and all of that stuff. The home run swings and everything else. Like I said, a lot of attention to detail here with that, and it makes it pretty cool. Makes the game interesting for sure. And I believe you can go back and change a lot of this stuff too if you wanted to later on. But right now, let's swing on into this and get this going. We're gonna go play in the amateur showcase or tops player showcase or whatever they want to call it. And I'm gonna flip around the menus here. You're gonna see a little bit as I'm trying to get a feel for things. And here we are, Topps Amateur Showcase. The Topps Amateur Showcase is an opportunity to put your skills on display for all 30 Major League teams leading up to the first-year player draft. Your overall success during the 3-day event will be measured based upon your approach to each situation, not just the results. In the end, your performance will help you determine your initial path to the majors. So, pretty cool stuff here. See, our potential is a C. Our overall is a 49. I put the second position in as third base. Because that's what my dad really played. And like I said, I'll try to make it as easy as possible because I haven't played one of these games in a long time. It's going to be embarrassing when I start for sure. And you're going to see how terribly noobish I am at all of this. I put in a couple of the bloopers later on. We'll get into that too. Here you can see we start taking batting practice, and you get to take a few pitches here to kind of get your swing down. This was good for me for sure because I was able to kind of work out timing all over again. Like I said, I haven't played one of these in a long, long time. So timing was definitely an issue in the beginning there as I was swinging early a bunch for sure. And you could do this pretty much, I think, before every game, if I'm not mistaken, which is kind of cool. Like I said, kind of work out your timing if you don't play for a little bit, which is nice. And it adds a nice little extra layer to the game as well. See him stepping out of the cage after his batting practice. He's like, does a little whoops step there as the coach says, "Hey, come over here. I want to chat with you for a minute about your swing." And there's dad saying, "Dude, I'm just swinging for the fences here. I'm just trying to get my timing down." And the coach is like, "Yeah, but got to save some for the game, there, kid."
And now, MLB The Show's special coverage of the annual 3-day Topps Amateur Showcase is on the air. Today, we get the ball rolling with an intriguing matchup on day one between the prospects from the Eastern Seaboard and those representing the West. And as we draw ever closer to first pitch here this afternoon, let's get a look at today's starting lineups. And we'll also give you a quick look at our two starting pitchers as you see their numbers right there.
So now we're back and we're going to get into the action here. You can see the sim play of it as you start the game and whatnot. You can fast forward to your actual player playing, or you can just watch the sim go until it prompts you to get into the action. For the first one here, I kind of waited and let it do its thing to try to get a grasp of everything and slow things down for myself. We're going to see my first play here in the field, and you're going to see where I talk about my noobness, and this is it right here. It's like playing all over again for the first time. I run the wrong way and then run back, and there's a result. He's safe at first. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And then I just flipped the ball, and that was a weird flip there.
Alfred Russo will stand in for the first time here.
First Baseman, Alfred Russo.
First offering on the way. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one. Bases are empty, one man out. Here's the pitch. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike two. And you figure to see that change up more and more as this day progresses.
So we're going to see me swing and strike out here and have to take off of first base. Like I said, new at this. I'm sure you saw before earlier in the bat, at the beginning of the bat, it had said rookie plus at the top. There's this setting called dynamic batting, which kind of gets harder as you get better at it, I guess, or as you're playing well. So it starts off at rookie, and then it kind of works its way up into veteran and legend and everything else, all the way to the highest settings, of course. I figured it'd be a good way for me to kind of learn my way as I get used to the game and the controls all over again, because it does get more difficult as you play, for sure, and as you do better, it will get harder as well. So here I am in my second at bat, and I get a nice little hit to the gap there in left center, and I will be able to roll around for a stand-up double in my second at bat. Looking good and getting 14 points there for the attributes later on, which is pretty cool. And obviously I'm pretty pumped up there as we get that double. It's pretty cool. So I believe we have our next bat coming up. Yeah, we can walk in there to stand-up double. Beautiful. And here we're in our third at bat, and he'll dig on in. There you go, Dad. Get yourself ready. We'll see what happens. So you see that dynamic hitting up there at the top says progress plus plus, and like I was saying, it gets increasingly more difficult as you hit better and better in the game, or as you go along, for sure. So first pitch was way out in front and fouled it off. Again, like I said, it's a timing thing for me. I'm trying to learn the timing all over again. And not completely terrible, but could be much better for sure. But that's the whole idea, right? We got to work our way up from AA ball all the way up to the major leagues. And here we are trying to show our stuff in the prospects game, for sure. A little fly out there, pop out to the right side. And foul territory was a high fastball. And we're going to take the pitch here. And we're just going to take it, look at it, and not swing, and it's a strikeout. Beautiful. 4-pitch at bat, get a few points for that, but still not great. And here we are again in my fourth at bat. I'm going to swing on. I'm going to hit a little ground ball here to third base, over onto first and out. And it's Alfred Russo sent down on a poor at bat, but still gets a point for it, though, which is pretty cool. I kind of like the scoring system on that, how that works. That was the end of the game there. We lost the game 6-5, but not terrible. We did a little 1-for-4 performance there. Not what they're looking for. Definitely needs to improve if I want to get a high draft pick, but we'll have to see what happens when we get into the next two games. You see 1-for-4. One of them was a double, though, so it was an extra base hit at least for that. And then did get some training points, so we'll have to add that to our attributes later on. And that'll be it for this episode. If you like what you see, please like, please subscribe, please leave your comments. Always like to hear those. We will be continuing this series as we make our way to the majors. And that's really it. I just want to thank you guys for stopping by. And remember, always believe in yourself.